Hello traders, Trader Tom here from Simply Forex, the channel created to help you succeed at trading, and I'm going to give you all of my trade ideas every single day, right? So stay to the end of the vid, guys. You'll find out every trade that I'm looking at, every potential trade, and I'm going to give you the important news for today as well. So let's get started. Let's do this. Trades for today, guys. Okay, I am seeing some US dollar strength today. So if I'm seeing US dollar strength, I want to back my idea up with the dollar index. Okay, and if we just look at the weekly dollar index, right, we are in this beautiful channel, right? You can see these two lines here. This is the channel I'm talking about, and look how price is just touching off this channel, right? So potentially this can come all the way to the top of the channel, right? And I've never seen such a clean, tidy channel. Yeah. So yeah, we like the weekly chart. And also if we look at the daily chart, right, we're in this uptrend. Yeah, I know it's a bit, like buyers, sellers, but we're in an uptrend. We're getting higher highs. Yeah, and we're getting higher lows. Well, at least these lows are holding, right? And at these lows, we've had a nice bullish push away from that level, which suggests the dollar has a bit more room back up to these highs over here and this 106 level. All right, if I zoom out, you can see what I mean. It's these last highs here, potentially even further up to that weekly level. All right, so the dollar index supports my US dollar strength idea. Okay, this is what I want. And now we're going to look at the US dollar pairs that I'm interested in. And these are my trade ideas. I also want to show you this, guys. So New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? Sometimes by the time you wake up, the move's already happened, right? If I go back in time, just lose today's candle, right? I would be interested in selling New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? We've broke this level. Okay, price is, breaking down. Okay, we got this break finally of these lows. We're in a downtrend, and you can see this blue line is my target. These blue lines are always my target, guys, at this psychological level. Okay, but I've literally woken up, started looking at the charts. If I go back to today's candle, the move has already happened, right? Can't be helped. We cannot chase trades. However, I do have some US dollar pairs that I'm interested in, and they haven't, finished their move. So the first one is euro against the US dollar, right? And you do need to be careful, guys. We've got the euro, the EU elections, so there's lots of volatility with the euro, right? And you can see that with this, this gap up and this, real bearish reaction. Okay, so, it's worth pointing that out with the euro. But again, I am just technically trading this chart. Okay, and we are clearly in a downtrend stroke range, right? We're in a higher time frame downtrend, and we find ourselves in this range, right? Price is just ranging between these two levels. Okay, so if we're in a downtrend stroke range, okay, it makes sense that I can come from the top of the range back down to the bottom. All right, so structurally, this makes sense, right? But also look at the support and resistance, right? We've got this moving average 20, which is dynamic support, and we've got this gray zone of resistance, okay, and these last highs. All right, so we've got the resistance here as well, and I can, this is quite bordering on a doji, but look at the top wick. Yeah, we've had a real bearish reaction there. Sellers have, aggressively pushed this down. All right, so bearing all that in mind, I think we can sell euro US dollar. If we drop down to the H1, actually, let's look at the H1 and then we'll look at the H4. So if you looked at the H1 right now, okay, and we just followed H1 structure, okay, this is where we're at, right? And you'd be like, right, Tom, we've broken these lows. We're at the area of resistance. Let's start selling, okay? And if we only looked at H1, it's difficult to disagree, right? I would agree. But let's look at H4, right? Now, if you look at H4, right, we are in an uptrend, right, with a bullish H4 candle. Yeah, and you'd be like, right, Tom, let's buy the H4. And again, difficult to disagree, right? So that shows how important it is to look at H4 and H1 when you're entering. Those are my entry timeframes. This is what I must look at. Okay. So bearing that in mind, guys, we've got a H4 chart that is pretty much telling us to buy, and we have a H1 chart telling us to sell. Really, the trade for me is a break of this level, right? So if this H1 trend continues down, maybe something like this happens, and then we get a break. Yeah, this is when I'm going to sell euro US dollar, or this is if I'm going to, if this happens, I will sell it. Right, so we get a break of this level, we start selling in here, put our stop above the last swing high, take price lower. All right, so euro US dollar, we're looking at that. And like I say, we're also looking at some other US dollar pairs as well. So again, if we look at pound US dollar, yeah, we had this, we was in this uptrend. I would say the downtrend even started here, right? And then we've just been in this downtrend ever since. And this has become a downtrend stroke range a little bit as well, right? So again, we can come from the top of the range back down to the low of the range, right? I also like this 2600 psychological level. I think price could make it down to there. And then just look at this wick rejection off of a resistance level plus the moving average 20. All right, so we like pound US dollar sells for that reason. If we drop to the H1 now and the H4, let's have a look at the H4. So again, H4 is in an uptrend. Okay, we're kind of here. All right, so again, we need to wait for a break of this level. We drop down to the H1. This has less room to move into, right? But if we get a bearish candle like this that breaks these lows, yeah, we could perhaps get a little retrace, start selling here, stop above here, and look to take price back down to this 2600. All right, so pound US dollar as well. And also US dollar Swiss franc, right? What a difference a day makes, yeah? We were looking at this pair as a sell opportunity yesterday, but one daily candle has changed my opinion to a buy trade, right? And you need to be flexible in the markets. So why am I interested in buying this pair? Well, as I explained, we're interested in US dollar strength, but then, structurally, right, this pair has changed. This high has been broken. So we are getting higher highs. This is in an uptrend. Okay. We've also broken, we broke this important resistance level. And we got a nice big bullish daily candle. Yeah, this candle here has clearly broken that level, and it has room to move into back up to this 9082 level. Basically the next piece of resistance. All right, so that is the trade idea, to buy US dollar Swiss franc and US dollar strength. If we drop down to the H1 now, let's start with the H4, right? So if we look at the H4, right, this could potentially be the trade, right? Price retraces back to these highs here in this gray zone. Yeah, moving average 20 catches up. We get a nice bullish reaction. We can start buying US dollar Swiss franc. Okay, that's more the H4 trade. If we look at the H1, yeah, you can already see that the market has made this higher low, right? This level here. Now, if price, perhaps it ranges, price comes back down to this level. If we get a nice bullish reaction in here, I would also consider buying US dollar Swiss franc. And the third scenario would be a break of this level, right? If we just follow H1 structure and then price breaks this level, yeah, we can start buying here, stop below here, and take price higher as well. All right, so a few scenarios on how we can buy US dollar Swiss franc. So they're my main trade ideas, guys, but I'm also looking at the following. So Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, right? If we just look at the weekly chart, right, it's in a downtrend, but this is on a tear, right? This is like a space rocket on steroids. I think that's a technical term, right? So I think price can make its way back up to these last highs and this big psychological 1,000 level, right? That's the weekly chart. If we look at the day chart now, right, price is clearly in an uptrend, right? As soon as we broke this high, we've been in an uptrend. Okay, and this is where we're at, right? Uptrend, seeing bullish candles, right? And we like yesterday's candle. That's very bullish as well. Okay, so we're getting bullish candles and we've got this little bit of room to move into. Okay, so we like Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar buys. If we drop down to the H1, this is the level I like. I like this on the H1 and the H4. So if price retraces into here, yeah, the moving average 20 catches up. We get a nice bullish reaction. We can start buying Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. All right, and the last thing I'm looking at today, like I said, guys, I'm going to show you everything I'm looking at, all my trade ideas every single day. So please subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Also, check out all the promos we've got as well. The last one I'm looking at is oil, right? So this is West Texan. If we look at the day chart, why do I like it? Because we were in this uptrend. And then we got this area of consolidation, right? This is like a flag and pennant pattern, right? And this is normally a continuation of trend like this, okay? And as you can see, we got a nice big bullish candle that broke out of the flag. That's what I call it anyway, the flag and pennant. Yeah, you can see. All right, so this candle here is a continuation of trend, right? Let me just show you the weekly quickly at this point, right? And as you can see, yeah, we've got that bit of room to move into back up to the last highs for oil, okay? We go back to the day chart. So that blue line is my target for that reason. We do find ourselves at a little bit of resistance here, okay? But generally, I want to buy oil because of this breakout of this consolidation. All right, so maybe price comes down further, before we start buying, but the idea is to buy oil. If we drop down to the H4 chart, this last H4 high is an interesting level. So we'll see what happens here because I know this is resistance and this is good support. So what you might find is price potentially does this. All right, so we're also keeping an eye on oil as well. All right, guys, so yeah, those are all my trade ideas for today. Let's take a look at the important news now. So news for Tuesday, the 2nd of July, guys. Before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. And please don't forget to join me for the live stream today, 8 a.m. New York EST time. All right, so get all your questions ready, guys. We'll look at the live charts. So today is all about Euro news, right? We're interested in Euro US dollar, so we need to be aware of all of this news coming out. And it's all happening at 10 o'clock, right? We've got some speakers before then, but not super important speakers. But really at 10 o'clock, London GMT, we've got CPI, core CPI, CPI, and we've got the unemployment rate as well. So at 10 o'clock, the euro, could really move, guys. Yeah, we must be aware of all of this. And then after that, the next piece of news we're interested in is at 2:30, we've got Fed Chair Powell speaking. Don't know if you've heard about this guy, but he's quite important. And he can really move the markets. All right, so we've got Fed Chair Powell there as well. And then at 3 o'clock, we've got Jolt's job openings. So again, big 3-star rating for the US dollar. Must be aware of that. Also, guys, I've also forgot this at 2:30, we've got the head of the ECB, Lagarde. So when she speaks, again, could really move the euro. So that's the news for today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the vid. If you have, please subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to join me for the live stream later, and have a great trading day.